Good afternoon, everyone. Bonjour tout le monde. Ani. Before we begin, in the spirit of truth and reconciliation, I would like to acknowledge that we are gathered on the traditional lands of the Atikamekw, Anishinaabe, and Wahnapitae First Nation within the Robinson-Huron Treaty territory. This is a city with a rich history that began with the Anishinaabe people. We are grateful to live, work, and play on the lands they have cared for since time immemorial. We are thankful to them for their stewardship and sharing of these lands and resources that have supported the prosperity of this city and its residents. Now, it's great to have Minister Piccini back in Greater Sudbury. It's delighted to have you here back with us. I also want to acknowledge the presence of Councillor Parent that is here as well. Councillor Parent, thanks for being here as well. Minister, it wasn't that long ago that you joined us to announce the new $125 million state-of-the-art Mine Rescue Training Academy, an investment that will elevate mine safety and workforce training across the world while further strengthening Greater Sudbury's position as a global mining center. That announcement demonstrated the province's confidence in our community, and we are pleased to welcome you back as we continue to work together to build a strong and a skilled workforce for Northern Ontario. Minister, you know very well that Greater Sudbury is at the center of Ontario's mining and critical minerals economy. We are home to world-class mining companies, research institutions, training organizations, and supply and service businesses that support projects across Canada and around the world. La région du Grand Sudbury est au cœur de l'économie minière et des minéraux essentiels de l'Ontario. On y trouve des sociétés minières de renommée mondiale, des instituts de recherche, des organismes de formation, ainsi que des entreprises de services et d'approvisionnement qui soutiennent des projets partout au Canada et dans le monde entier. Within our city borders, we are looking at going from 9 operating mines to as many as 15 within the next few years. Across our region, opportunities continue to grow, not only in mining, but also in healthcare, construction, manufacturing, and the industries that support them, as well as housing. To seize those opportunities, we need people, and we need to make sure that they have housing as well. We need all kinds of skilled workers, ready to help build and sustain Northern Ontario's economy. Pour saisir ces opportunités, on a besoin de main-d'œuvre. On a besoin de travailleurs qualifiés de tous horizons, prêts à contribuer à la construction et au maintien de l'économie du nord de l'Ontario. That is why investments in workforce development and skills training are so important. They help us ensure that people can access rewarding careers, that employers can find the talent they need, that communities like ours can continue to grow and prosper. So, Minister, thank you for your continued partnership and for recognizing the important role Greater Sudbury plays in Ontario's economic future. With that, it is now my pleasure to welcome Chief Green from Shoal Lake 40 Reserve to say a few words. Thank you, everyone.
Bonjour, good afternoon. Apchik Chimigwech, I'd like to say I'm very honored to be here today in your territory, and thank you very much for your kind words, Mr. Mayor and Minister Piccini. First of all, I just want to say that I am proudly the chief of Shoal Lake 40 First Nation, and I'm here on behalf of Niwin Windamnik. I just want to share a few words about what we do at Niwin and how we support the Skills Development Fund that have allowed us to achieve the great work that we do. Our project has continued to be in high demand, and because of the support we have received today, we will continue to provide support to Indigenous youth in our community, in our territory, to ensure that we have the training for the jobs of tomorrow. Jobs like the twinning of Highway 17 and more in Kenora and the surrounding areas, and hopefully here one day. Thank you to the community builders for hosting us, Mr. Piccini, and all of you joining us here today. I say Chimigwech, and thank you very much. At this time, I'd like to introduce Carly Gasparini, Executive Director at Community Builders.
Welcome everyone to the Community Builders Sudbury Training Centre, one of 4 that we have now across Northern and Central Ontario. Thank you to all our trainees and alumni who you see behind me, as well as many of our staff members that have come off job sites today, and especially those who have driven from other locations. We had a group come from Sault Ste. Marie just at the last minute to join us, and we're grateful for them being here. Welcome to our special guests, Mayor Lefebvre, Minister Piccini, Councillor Mike Penna, Chief Green. Thank you all for coming to our space, which was probably not made for this many people, but we are happy to have you here. Community Builders opened our doors in Barrie in 2016 when our CEO, Brandon Day, saw a need for a construction company dedicated to building the affordable housing our communities desperately needed. Very quickly, it became obvious that to truly solve the affordable housing crisis, we needed to solve the labor deficit that the trade sector was already starting to face and that was only going to get worse. Today, we have grown, and at full capacity in the current locations, we will train nearly 200 individuals each year, all with barriers to employment, helping to transition our graduates as excellent general laborers into top employees for local companies. We often get asked what a social enterprise is, and the easiest way to explain it is we are a nonprofit that uses business as a tool for good, which means our social outcomes matter just as much as our business outcomes. We use construction as a vehicle to build people's futures and support them into meaningful, life-changing employment in the trades. We have always balanced both sides, which is always a challenge, but it allows our organization to have sustainability and thrive long-term. As a social enterprise, we are professional contractors that do residential and commercial renovations and new builds, including space conversions, kitchens and bathroom renovations, secondary suites, apartment turnovers, just to name a few. We are proud to focus over half of our work on adding or maintaining affordable housing units, and here in Sudbury, that includes an incredible partnership we have with Greater Sudbury Housing. I joined CB in 2021 when we had the opportunity to expand and open this second location here in Sudbury. Today, we are so proud to be Central and Northern Ontario's leading social enterprise construction company, operating in 4 locations, including now in Sault Ste. Marie and the District of Muskoka, which we just opened this year. We have received calls from officials in Timmins, Thunder Bay, and North Bay asking how we can open additional branches in those areas. We are eager to continue to expand and bring this model that we know works to more communities, not only to create the next generation of tradespeople, but also giving a chance to those who have struggled to get into the sector. We thank the Ford government for helping us with this work through funding programs that help change the lives of individuals who face barriers to employment. We look forward to continuing this work. Today, I am proud to welcome Kiana, who has graciously agreed to share her experience. Kiana joined the fall 2025 cohort of the Trades and Diversity Training Program at just 17 years old, bringing with her a profound dedication to personal and professional growth. Kiana recognized early on that the traditional classroom setting was not for her and made the unconventional decision to leave high school early. However, her departure from high school did not halt her education and was in fact only the beginning of her next self-driven chapter. Throughout the program, Kiana demonstrated an unwavering commitment to pushing her limits. Despite her young age and lack of prior work experience, she met every challenge head-on, consistently keeping pace with her peers. Alongside her job readiness and technical skills curriculum, Kiana remained fiercely focused on her personal milestones. Partnering with a local adult education center, she successfully earned an incredible 12 credits towards her Ontario Secondary School diploma through a co-op placement and additional coursework, placing her firmly back on the path to graduation. To further boost her employability in the trades, she also obtained her G1 license and enrolled in a driver's education course. Kiana's hard work and resilience have always yielded powerful results. Since graduation from the Trades and Diversity Training Program, she has secured full-time employment as a grass-cutting technician with a local landscaping company, proudly serving both residential and commercial clients. We are so proud of all of our trainees, but especially proud of Kiana, who took on the challenge of being our youngest trainee ever.
Thank you so much, everybody. Good morning. My name is Kiana Leroy, and I'm proud to be a Community Builders alumni. Growing up, I was surrounded by the skilled trades. My dad's been a roofer for over 20 years, and my brother's a third-year steam fitter apprentice with the UA Local 800. From a young age, I knew I wanted to work in the trades too. I was the girl playing with toy trucks in the sandbox while everybody else was playing with Barbie dolls. Community Builders showed me that there's a place for young women in the trades and gave me the confidence to pursue that dream. The program taught me how to safely use hand and power tools, but it also taught me so much more. They helped me work toward getting my driver's license, checked in on me, and supported me even after my program ended. What stands out the most is how much they care. They never judged mistakes, they helped us learn from them. They truly live by being humble, hungry, and healthy. They make everyone feel so welcome and supported. Because of community builders, I am more confident in myself and my future. Thank you to everyone who makes this program possible and for helping young people like me build a better future. Please join me in welcoming Minister Piccini. Thank you.
Wow. Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for being here. And thank you, Kiana, for that introduction. Can we give a round of applause again for Kiana for that story? This is what today's all about. You can make an announcement, you can talk about dollar figures, but at its core, it's about stories. And it's Kiana's stories and so many others like hers that are why we're here, bringing training closer to home, bringing those wraparound supports that get people employed. And I want to thank everyone who's here today. It's a pleasure to be here with partners, community leaders, and training providers that continue to strengthen Ontario's world-class workforce. I'd like to highlight the hard work and the presence here of Chief St. Denis, Chief Keeter Corsten, Chief Herb Green, of course Mayor Paul Lefebvre, Science North's Jeff Smith, community builders Carly and Brandon. Thank you for hosting us here at your beautiful facility. Councillor Mike Perron, and last but not least, Kevin Gaudier and the local team of building trades professionals who are here today. Thank you for your partnership. I want to acknowledge the Indigenous partners who are working with us on this important endeavor, and I had the privilege of having breakfast with the team at Niwin this morning, learning a little more about the important work that they're doing. Their leadership and collaboration are essential to building opportunity and prosperity across the North. The contributions of Indigenous peoples, workers, employers, community leaders, community partners continue to drive economic growth and opportunity across the province of Ontario. And we know Northern Ontario is critical to securing the economic future of the province. As a guy from rural Ontario, just east of the city, I want you to know that. I recognize that our success as a province relies on yours. Of course, the North is home to critical minerals, natural resources, and a strong and resilient workforce. The North will continue to play a leading role in powering Ontario's economic growth for decades to come. But to unlock that potential, we need to continue investing in better training for better jobs with bigger paychecks. And that starts with clear, accessible training pathways, closer to home, for in-demand, good-paying careers. And today, I'm proud to announce that Ontario is investing nearly $8 million through the Skills Development Fund Round 6 to expand training opportunities across Northern Ontario. This investment will create opportunities for more than 7,300 people to explore, learn, and train for in-demand careers in the skilled trades. And there's never been a better time than today in Sudbury. What exciting things going on here in critical minerals and in growth. You know, Paul, to you and the team, thank you for your leadership. It's an exciting time in Northern Ontario. Under Premier Ford's leadership, we're going to unlock that potential. And these projects will help build and sustain a skilled Northern workforce, a workforce that can deliver major infrastructure projects, support our critical mineral sector, and foster economic growth. Of course, through our Skills Development Fund, Round 6, 3 training projects in the construction industry, including right here in Sudbury, are receiving funding for their work. I'd like to highlight community builders, construction. We're receiving $1.95 million. They're going to help people facing employment barriers train for careers in the skilled trades through hands-on construction training, and we'll hear more stories like Kiana in the months ahead. At Niwin, Wendanamok, of course, $1.95 million to their project, who are helping folks in Treaty 3 communities train in construction on Highway 17, along with financial literacy, job readiness supports, and so much more, taking an active stake in that critical infrastructure highway expansion. Wakatoan, who are helping through an over $700,000 investment. Ontario participants receiving Indigenous-led training, mentorship, and employer connections for careers in environmental monitoring. These projects will help more than 340 people access hands-on training and prepare for good-paying jobs in the sectors. They will connect participants directly with employers, expand apprenticeship opportunities, and provide wraparound supports that help people succeed. And of course, our government's focused on creating the capacity needed to train more workers in years to come. The major capital project led by Science North right here in Sudbury is expected to create thousands of training opportunities in the coming years. This project has received a $3.2 million investment through the SDF capital stream to create a new, innovative training and learning facility that will provide new workers with hands-on safety and technical training using industry standards equipment. And I want to thank the Science North team who are here today for the incredible work that you do each and every day. What's so exciting, and they mentioned to me earlier today, is whether it's nuclear, whether it's mining, it's about creating awareness in our communities. It's about a real-life opportunity to come face-to-face with an electric scooper, and a big one. And they're even doing things like hosting weddings. So picture that, down pulling in bride and groom in a scooper. But in all seriousness, I think as we unlock that potential in the North, I know we have a partner in Science North in training, but also in supporting in community awareness and in the incredible career opportunities that the mining sector offers us. With construction nearly complete, this soon-to-be-open centre will provide modernized training, inspire young people to explore careers, and offer that talent pipeline that we need for one of Northern Ontario's most important sectors. I'm looking forward to their opening coming up in the very near future. Over the next 5 years, we anticipate that the new training facility will support 35,000 people, including Indigenous partners, youth, and women. I want to just say, in particular, with the need to find meaningful careers for young people now more than ever, it's imperative that we unlock these training opportunities closer to home. Our investments come at a critical time. As we protect Ontario, we're building the skilled workforce needed to deliver on our government's historic $236 billion infrastructure plan. And with it, the roads that connect our communities, the hospitals that care for people in need, and the services that improve everyday life for families across our province. We're facing growing demand for skilled workers, particularly in industries that are essential to building our province, including, as I've mentioned, infrastructure, mining, and advanced manufacturing. To all of the organizations receiving funding today, thank you for your leadership and your commitment to training the next generation of skilled workers. You are helping build the workforce that will power our province's future. And to the workers, job seekers, and youth who benefit from these projects, our government will always be here to support you. We'll continue to invest in the training, tools, and opportunities that you need to succeed. Together, under Premier Ford's leadership, that's how we're going to protect Ontario, build the North, strengthen our workforce, and create a stronger, more resilient economy. Thank you all for your partnership and for being here today. Thank you, everyone.
We will now open the floor for questions from the media. Please come to the microphone and state your name and outlet. A friendly reminder, the format is one question and one follow-up. First question.
Hey, I'm Tyler Clark from Sudbury.com. You mentioned this centers a lot on bringing out the potential in people, but I'm thinking about much earlier on in the continuum, the city's homeless community and the city's $350 million plan to end homelessness by 2030. So when it comes to that earlier stage of the continuum, where is the province at in helping the city achieve this goal?
Thank you. Sorry, your name?
Tyler.
Tyler, thanks for the question, Tyler. I would say, and I may turn it over to the mayor as well, but I would say, as Labour Minister, Tyler, you highlight an important piece. And that's what we're here to highlight today. Training, bringing training closer to home, bringing the wraparound supports that can help people with increased barriers to employment is a key part of what I do and a key component of the Skills Development Fund. We've helped in projects, as nearby as the Soo, where the DSAB are helping people on Ontario Works find employment in building and construction maintenance and getting them into meaningful careers, opening up more affordable housing units in the community. So that's what I love about these training opportunities closer to home. And I recognize that folks, for a variety of reasons, face increasing barriers to employment. And I think it's about working with community partners, nonprofits, social enterprises, recognizing that training comes in many forms. And when we embrace that in the 21st century, bringing training closer to home, bringing those wraparound supports, I think we can offer people with increased barriers to employment that pathway for meaningful careers. I'll turn it over to the mayor.
Thank you, Minister. Maybe on that note, two things. I will say that, Tyler. I think last year's announcement with the Lotus program, right, supporting certainly those individuals that were ready to be housed, as well as to learn back the life skills that they need to go back into independent living. So those are the ones that are on the streets that put their hands up and says, I need help. And we've, because of the support from the province on the operating funds, we were able to open that facility just down the street over here. On the skills training, as the Minister well said, basically this program is amazing because we're able to help a lot of individuals that maybe cannot find the work that they're looking for, don't have the training, maybe sometimes they're falling offside of the law, but this gives them a pathway to skills, a pathway to training, and a pathway to jobs. And without this type of investment, we're not able to give them that opportunity. And then they are precariously housed, they are precariously worked because they cannot find some work because of that background. That's why this funding is key to really change that trajectory for these individuals. That's why the province is key to making that happen. Thank you.
Sorry, just a brief follow-up as it relates to that continuum. Again, I know that today's event is addressing a continuum much further along than the one that I'm asking about. However, I know that the city is also advocating for more transitional housing spaces, Bruce Avenue, another 40. I think they need even more than that. As for that earliest stage of education, getting people job ready at an even earlier stage, at a stage where they're presently homeless, and in that cycle, what is the province's present-day commitment to meeting that existing need, that need that still exists despite the province's prior commitments?
Well, I would say first it starts with a robust education system. Minister Calandra, under his leadership and prior ministers, we're bringing back core fundamentals to strengthen our education system. As Labour Minister, beyond the K-12 system, and when I'm dealing with those acuities of needs that you mentioned in the homeless space and beyond, again, this is where programs, rapid training programs, can help get people career ready. I think to Hospitality Workers Training Centre, downtown Toronto, who literally helped a woman off the streets find employment in the hospitality sector, a sector with World Cup coming into town that we know we need employees in. And it was a privilege to join her at a recent graduation ceremony to see, the first certificate that she received. And it's not an OW certificate. It's a certificate acknowledging her commitment to higher education and to that training that got her a job. So I think, I'm open. This fund is open. We have a fund with Premier Ford here to support those increasing acuities of needs. And we'll continue to support with our municipal partners with increased housing. So, a doubling of the homelessness funding with municipal partners in communities like mine and around Ontario to increase the stock of housing. And then beyond that, because it is a continuum, as you said, removing the HST, helping get construction and shovels in the ground on market housing too.
Hi, Angela from CTV.
Hi, Angela.
I'm just wondering how you measure success with this skills development program. Is it in that there's no longer a deficit in skilled trades? Is it that there's going to be more housing? I guess I'm looking at how do you measure success with this?
Well, our North Star, great question, thank you. Our North Star is employment. Helping people either retain jobs, get a better job with a bigger paycheck, or helping people who are under or unemployed find employment. And of course, this fund has helped 100,000 people find employment within 60 days of training. In the last round alone, and we analyzed our last round, round 5, we helped 14,000 people find employment. And those are numbers, but it's measured by stories like Kiana's, where we're helping people find those meaningful jobs and recognizing that when it comes to training, if we can bring that training closer to home, partner with social enterprises like this, community builders is such an incredible footprint around Ontario. And so many others, I think to our building trades partners here, when you walk in that union hall, I know you're walking out with a job, and that's a commitment that they make. And it's something I value, and I think that's how we measure success in this fund.
That concludes today's announcement. Thank you very much.
Thank you.